Hi, I'm Ross Benjamin reporting for the Offshore Gaming Association. That's OSGA.com, your number one source for information on the offshore sportsbook industry. That's OSGA.com. I have three college football selections on Saturday, September 7th. I'm currently recording on Tuesday the 3rd, so all of these lines are subject to change. Just keep that in mind, folks. Before I get to those picks, I'd like to congratulate each and every one of you who have subscribed to our OSGA YouTube channel as we've gone 43 and 27 with our last 60 or 26 videos, and that's good for 61%. I know a lot of you out there know that there's always smart Alex to comment that they're hitting in the 70 percentile. They could do better themselves. My suggestion, get your own YouTube channel. Start putting the games out before they start and telling people who you like. Break them down the way I do, and then talk to me later. If you can hit 70% over a long period of time and not just 2 weeks, congratulations. I'll be the first one to give you accolades. Until then, these videos are making a lot of money, so hit the subscribe button below, folks. Give us your support. It's what keeps these videos going, and there's no hidden agenda. There's no ulterior motive, and there's absolutely no charge. You'll never be asked or be obligated to give a dime, I should say. Now let's get right to these games. I'm labeling this segment as my lousy teams with very good underdog value. So let's go and let's get right to them. The Wyoming Cowboys travel to Texas State on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff. Texas State is currently a 7-point underdog at Heritage. Wyoming is coming off a huge upset win against Missouri out of the SEC, and the Cowboys won that game 37-31 and did so as a massive 15.5-point home underdog. I just can't imagine, after that emotional win and all the energy it took to pull off that upset, that going on the road against a Texas State team that went 3-9 a season ago and is coming off a 41-7 loss at number 12 Texas A&M last week, they're going to be able to match or even come close to matching the intensity they did against Missouri in their home opener. I think we're going to see an emotional letdown here for Wyoming. This is a Texas State team, like I alluded to, 3-9 a year ago, but they do return 19 starters, and you can't compare a trip to College Station, Texas, to face the number 12 team in the land like they did last week against Texas A&M, to playing in their home opener against, at best, the middle of the road Mountain West team in Wyoming. I think Texas State will be up to the challenge. I think they'll get inside this number, if not pull the outright upset. I'm going to go with Texas State here, plus the 7 against Wyoming. My next game is the Vanderbilt Commodores travel to West Lafayette, Indiana to take on the Purdue Boilermakers. That's a noon Eastern Time kickoff. Right now, Vanderbilt is a 7.5-point underdog at bookmaker. Purdue is coming off a gut-wrenching 34-31 loss in their season opener at Nevada last Friday evening. I say gut-wrenching not because of the close final score margin, but because Purdue had a 31-17 fourth quarter lead in that game and squandered it away to Nevada, and the Wolfpack of Nevada kicked a 56-yard field goal with no time left on the clock in the fourth quarter to culminate that amazing comeback. And boy, oh boy, if that's not enough to take the wind out of your sails and really hit your confidence, I don't know what is. I just think Purdue will limp into this game as a wounded warrior. Now, they might win the game outright, but I think Vanderbilt's going to keep this game close and right down to the wire. Purdue, again, last year, even though they were a bowl team, as a home favorite, they went 1-3 straight up and 0-3-1 ATS in that role. That it's not a vote of confidence for a team as a home favorite, especially coming off a devastating loss like they did a week ago. Vanderbilt lost their opener to number 3 Georgia last week at home as the Commodores fell in that game 30-6 and barely missed covering as a 22.5 point underdog. Obviously facing the number 3 team in the land, a big change than facing an unranked opponent in Purdue this week, albeit on the road. But anytime you have a college football away underdog of 8 points or less, like Vanderbilt will be on Saturday, and they've won 8 or more of their last 22 games, the Commodores have gone 8-14 over their last 22, and they're facing an opponent coming off a straight-up loss in which they scored 7 points or more, like Purdue is. Remember Purdue losing to Nevada 34-31? Those college football away underdogs of 8 or less in this specific situation have gone 20-4 against the spread since 1993, and they won 17 of those 24 games straight up. I'm going to take the Vanderbilt Commodores here, plus 7.5 at Purdue. My final game is a Conference USA matchup between the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers and the FIU Golden Panthers. That game will kick off at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday evening. Western Kentucky right now at BetOnline is an 8.5 point underdog. The Hilltoppers are coming off an embarrassing home loss to an FCS opponent, as they lost that game 35-28 to Central Arkansas as a 10-point home favorite. If there's any silver lining to that, Central Arkansas is the 12th ranked team in the country in the FCS poll. Having said that, I look for Western Kentucky to rebound nicely in this conference game, as they obviously took their opponent lightly, and I don't think they'll do so here going to FIU. And this is an FIU team, 17-11 in their last 28 at home. That's not overly impressive by college football standards, and certainly doesn't equate to a strong home field advantage. And FIU, by the way, as a 3-point underdog last week at Tulane, they lost 42-14. And that game was actually 42-7. FIU scored a late fourth quarter touchdown. Oh, by the way, touchdown. They were totally dominated in that contest. And I'm going to go with Western Kentucky here in this spot, plus 8.5 against Florida International on the road. Repeating again, Texas State plus 7 versus Wyoming. And we're going to take Vanderbilt plus 7.5 at Purdue, and Western Kentucky plus 8.5 at FIU. Those are my 3 lousy teams with underdog betting value free picks on the college football card for Saturday, September 7th. Again, folks, be sure to click that subscribe button below, become a subscriber at the OSGA YouTube channel, and you'll be notified immediately upon me publishing any of my free pick videos. And you can be sure to go to my website, I should say. That's rbwins.com. There you'll find all the games I personally wager the most money on myself. Those are all late release selections and the best of the best. That's rbwins.com, where you pay a little to make a lot. Until the next time, good luck with all your picks.